Good morning and welcome to episode 4 of Lex Talk. Today we are going to discuss the issues of copyrights, the legal issues pertaining to copyrights, especially in the field and in the domain of publication. Publishing is an emerging trend. It's always growing, and with the digital domain catching up, there are so many challenges to deal with issues relating to publishing and publications. And whom better can we have on Lex Talk than Mr. Aziz Shroff, Director, Shroff Publishers and Distributors. Shroff Publishers and Distributors, and of course, my very dear friend Mr. Shroff has a fabulous experience and has been in the market for years. Decade would be more the appropriate term to use. They're extremely experienced with publications and the rights of authors and publishers. And today he's going to share some valuable insights with us on publication and publication rights, especially in the domain of intellectual property and copyrights. Welcome, Mr. Shroff. Welcome to Lex Talk, Lex Dukas and its entire team. Welcome you to Lex Talk, and it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine too. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's a sincere pleasure. So now let's take up the issue, Mr. Shroff, of copyrights. I mean, as we say, copyrights, of course, in the lighter vein is the right to copy. But of course, in the very serious term, copyrights is the right of the authors or the publishers, or basically the owner of intellectual property over the copy that is, developed by that person. Now, the question is, there are several rights, there are several instances that come into play, instances where copyrights have been infringed, where there are violation of these rights of copyright owners, and several other things. Your phenomenal experience must have taught you a lot of stories. Any of them that you'd like to share with us?
Well, as a veteran in this trade, almost like 40 years plus, I've seen that right from the day one I entered this business, piracy has always been there in India. Right under my nose, next to my retail shops, guys on the street were selling pirated books. And today, wherever you stand at any signal or anywhere in Mumbai, you'll find guys coming to you with a whole heap of pirated books. So piracy is nothing new in India.
In fact,
been there for a long time, and now that has now gone into the online market also. You go to online marketplaces, every online marketplace is full of pirated stuff.
Wow, this is the whole trend of the physical markets going virtual, and how even from the physical marketplaces to the online marketplaces, piracy has caught up. And very pertinent point. I'm going to drag you back to this at some point later. But a very pertinent point that you raised, Mr. Shroff, is the whole question of I think all of us have been stopped at signals, and you have a guy coming and knocking on the windows of your cars, selling books, and that's a classic case of infringements of the rights of both publishers and authors. And I'm sure that must be having disastrous financial implications both for your less publishers and for the authors as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge loss to, the problem is that unfortunately, the publishing industry in India is disorganized and very fragmented. It's like, each one to his own. There's no combined efforts from our associations to come together and take this up on a single platform. Be it piracy, be it government charging customs duty on books, being coming to a common platform and taking all the online giants to task. We don't have unity. Piracy, like for example, McGraw-Hill, they go and fight piracy on their own. They raid people everywhere. But it's just a single publisher doing something, unless they have something called the
anti-piracy. So what you suggest
cell.
is basically publishers and publication houses should get together and take up
Yes.
this issue at a larger level.
No, the issue is that there are too many fragmented associations and bodies in India. So all these different fragmented bodies, they all have their own agenda. They don't have a combined single agenda to go and fight for the book industry, the trade. So unless you fight for the book trade as a combined force, nothing is going to happen much. This piracy, everything will continue. And it's like I have got information that one of the major publisher in Delhi is one of the pirates.
Okay, so you're saying it's
He has
both,
got subsidiaries.
official and
He's got
unofficial
subsidiaries. Yeah, he's got subsidiaries,
publications
and a
happening in the
director
same
in
house.
that company. A director in that company is a director in multiple companies, out of which one company got caught in the US selling one of the US $99 book on US Amazon.
Okay, so
And they gave me they passed the information on to me. I did a research and I found out that this particular company was a satellite company of a bigger company, and that the director was a common director in 15 companies.
okay. You're taking it more, back to the issue of copyrights, and how do you secure the rights of both the publisher and the author? When you get into contracts, I'm talking now
First
about
is
the
first is your
legitimate,
first is ISBN. Then you have this copyright board, where you go and basically file the copyright for your product. Like I think the music industry, all of them, they basically file copyright at some board in Delhi or something.
So you do have the register of copyrights in Delhi.
Yeah.
So filing a copyright, of course, would secure your
Basically,
rights.
the book industry works in such a manner is that once you allotted an ISBN for a particular title, automatically the product is copyrighted to that person, that company. Let's say, example, Schroff Publishers has a book called Marine Engineering. Okay, so marine engineering technology has been I've taken an ISBN from the ISBN agency. So as soon as I'm allotted an ISBN for the product, it is copyrighted to Schroff Publishers, and then it is an internal document between me and the author, that who owns the copyright. Either the author owns the copyright or the publisher owns the copyright. Is our internal document, but the particular title has been copyrighted to Schroff Publishers.
Okay, so at least both you and the author, the publication house and the author, in that case, at least is protected against third parties.
Yeah. So once you allotted ISBN,
misuse.
you're protected against third parties. But the problem is, that outside every IITs and outside every major colleges, there are photocopying shops sitting there, and as per I think some kind of a Supreme Court rule or High Court rule, photocopying is permissible for personal use under the Copyright Act in India. But what these unscrupulous guys do, they photocopy.
To the best of my knowledge, Mr. Schroff, photocopying is allowed only if you are in possession of the original copy. You can't buy photocopies.
No, it is basically there is something called that is a very ambiguous thing that has been put there. So we can't really go to the court with that point, saying that unless you have the original, you can only then photocopy. It just says that you can photocopy for personal use. So let's stick to that part. Now the problem is that what these guys do, the photocopy guys, once they come to know that about 10 students came for the same particular product to get copied, they go and print a whole lot of set of those books, and they keep it ready, and they start selling the material out there, which is illegal. But who will go and read them? Like I have got proof that one of the colleges in Chennai purchased a whole lot of pirated stuff.
So there are several issues where.
Yeah, and like for example, the other problem also is that a lot of foreign publishers have now stopped giving rights into India. See, the 2 years of pandemic has created a havoc on the business, and during this pandemic, the government has gone and added a 5% customs duty on the books. So with rising fuel cost, rising cost of imports, and the pandemic, due to which imports are becoming day-to-day difficult, piracy is on the rise. And unless the government steps in and comes out with a law that it deals very strictly with piracy. Though piracy is a criminal offense, but not many people are going in and aggressively attacking the pirates.
Talking about books in its broader sense, apart from the aspect of piracy, how do you secure the author's rights and the publisher's rights in all of these things? How do you make sure that
See, as I said, once you have an ISB number, it is secured. The problem is that how do you protect your product from getting pirated?
so basically it's you have the protection on paper, but how do you
Yeah,
actually enforce that
yeah,
protection on the
because
ground? That is, I think,
trying
your
to protect physically, trying to
larger
protect things
concern.
costs a lot of money. Lawyers like you charge a huge bomb to the client. You make it impossible for clients to approach you, by charging such a huge fee. And then you come out with a
We're always
clause saying,
happy to help, but
yeah,
when we have
you just
costs,
come
we
out
can't
with
really help.
you come out with a clause saying, "Arey baba, hamara paisa thodi hai." Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That a common man, who's written a book, which is selling for about $300-400, and most of his sales
Again,
come from
again
online marketplaces.
the court fees would kind of vary depending on the amount of compensation and damages you're claiming.
Agreed. What I'm saying is that for a common man, it's a big hassle, right?
Perfect. In your experience, I mean, how do you really protect all these IP rights?
As I said, that the way to protect us is keep an eye on things that are happening in the market and try and see. As of now, currently, most of the business comes from online marketplaces only, or your own websites. So the only way is to keep monitoring and then filing infringement against the counterfeit sellers. That's the only way to protect your rights.
Any valuable insights on assignment and transfer of copyrights? I will had some
Uh,
cases in office where authors have transferred rights to you all, and there have been assignments from one author to another.
No, they normally from one or the other assignments are not there, but it is basically from one publisher to the other. Let's say an author is not happy with a publisher, they ask a NOC from that publisher and they go to another publisher. So that's the only way
So
they
that's
keep
where
hopping
you all
around.
actually assign
Yeah,
the
but
rights to.
there is no such thing as this doesn't protect their piracies. If somebody wants to
So
pirate
piracy is a bigger issue at hand. I mean, I'm talking of more of the copyright law now on a day-to-day basis. Operations as a publisher.
yeah, but as I said, that
Piracy, of
copyright
course, is
law
from what you said earlier. It's a much
copyright law in India
bigger
is
issue.
itself is strong. It's pretty strong, but
Perfect. And any suggestions to, on a closing note, any suggestions to budding authors, how to protect
see,
their
budding
copyrights
authors,
and that
budding
kind of
authors, the
relations
best
with
way
the
they can do is
publishers?
right now. So every lot of these small print on demand publishers have come up in India. So they can go to the internet and search for print on demand publishers and start publishing them, because those publishers then sell the books through Amazon and Flipkart and all those companies. But they have a restriction. They only do the selling on. They don't do any marketing. So they expect the authors to do the marketing for their own products.
Okay.
They'll
So
just print and
that
they'll
would
just
be
put it on
that would
the
be a
online
more
marketplaces.
so that would be more a cost-effective solution, but
Yeah, that
would it
is
be
one way of controlling things, where you have control in your hand. You don't go to a publisher. You do everything on your own.
and any tips to budding authors or even authors, established authors, on how to keep their copy safe, how to protect their
Yeah,
copyrights?
tell them that to monitor the online websites 24 hours, 24/7, and make sure
To see
that
if a
no one
pirate
is
copy
selling.
doesn't show up.
Yeah, doesn't show up. If your product is selling for $1,000 and somebody selling for $500, immediately that is identified as a copyright violation, because of the kind of expertise that I bring to this business of getting rid of pirates. I may be the only publisher who's 24/7 keeping a watch on this piracy for my products at least.
But it must
I've
be
had
quite
two
a
of
it must
my
be quite a cumbersome job to sit and
It
monitor
is.
every act
It is.
of piracy and
I've
everyone
had
responsible for
I've
it.
had couple of my 3 books of mine pirated, out of which I actually threatened a guy through my buyer-seller message in one of the online platforms that I'm filing a police case against you. That guy shared an invoice of a Delhi-based reseller. I have the proof against that guy, that who's been shipping my books to various people all over the country.
So a publication from what I hear from you is quite a tough business. I mean, especially making
Yeah,
sure there are no violations to intellectual property rights.
it's just you see, because I got one of the guys I attacked on one of the online marketplace wrote back to me saying that ये तो सभी लोग करते हैं.
Wow. So it's just as simple as saying everyone does it, therefore
Yeah,
it's
that's why I'm
acceptable.
doing it. Yeah, that's so if everyone is doing it, acceptable.
Then of course I guess the quality of the print also must be substantially low.
Yeah. See, this is one of the pirated books that I picked up from online. This is the kind of paper that they have used for the book. But they are so smart; they have not put my logo or anything. They have printed the original US print. This is one more book that have been pirated. This I picked up on an online marketplace, the market. This is a 4-color book that I published in India, and this pirate has published this in full in 4-color.
So the pirated copies are almost close to the originals.
They are close to the origin, but the thing they are so smart. They don't pirate with my name on it. They pirate the US editions.
Okay, so it doesn't bear the SPD logo on it.
No, I'll show you why I've called for my copy. You can have a look at the copies that I have. See, this is the duplicate. This is the original.
Okay, so
The
it's just
original-
basically one logo.
So
and
on
one,
the original, I also put in this declaration, not for sale outside of India.
So you have the exclusive
Yeah,
distribution
we are
rights in India.
the we are the partners for this publisher, the exclusive partners for Indian subcontinent. And for this also, if you see the kind of paper that we are using on the original, it's like white paper.
The paper is absolutely white.
And yeah, and everything is there. We put in our logo, our ISBN, and this is
But
how
on
these
that
guys
note,
print.
Mr. Shroff, now that you're showing it to us on screen, because of you being there and explaining it to us, it's kind of visible. But honestly, these copies from what you showed me earlier, I mean, I was looking at the books that you showed me. The
Uh-huh.
pirated copy versus the original. The pirated copies are quite, really quite close to the original, and
Yeah,
it's quite.
yeah,
It
yeah,
seems
yeah,
quite
yeah,
difficult
yeah.
for.
As a common man, you wouldn't know, except for
Exactly,
some of
because
the
for an
pirate.
untrained eye, it would be very
Yeah,
difficult
yeah.
for somebody,
Yeah,
a lay person like me, even if it's a law book, which I am buying.
Yeah, but
I mean,
when you
if
buy
I,
this, see, a lot of people will buy this kind of paper. I'm selling this book for 1,600 rupees, but if they're getting it for 800, 900 rupees, they don't care about the quality also.
true, I mean, at some point, I guess, the price does matter.
Yeah,
But
that
people
is
need
also
to realize that they
is a
also need to
big
support
problem
the
here,
originals because that's where the authors and the publishers get their revenues to continue, the good work. Otherwise, at some point, people are going to go underwater.
and when this happens online, and suppose a pirate gets caught, or we file an infringement with the online marketplaces, and the pirates get blocked, the publisher or the publishers represented in India doesn't get any compensation. The
So for
online
that, I guess,
marketplaces don't give any compensation for any pirated stuff that is sold on the platform.
I guess the online marketplaces will disclaim it, saying that they're just an interface, to connect
that
purchasers
is how
with
they
sellers.
save themselves. That's how they
Because
save themselves.
that's been discussed, at several legal fora across the country.
Yeah,
and,
that's what they do to save themselves.
So effectively, I
coming up
guess you'll have
with
an
kind of
actionable claim against the publisher, which means you'll have to go and find who the
Like-
guy is who's publishing pirated copies, and then
Like
file a
one
suit
of the
against him.
one of the online marketplaces policy is, what, before filing an infringement complaint, buy a copy from their website and then file the complaint. So within that time span, the pirate gets about 10-15 days to sell off the pirated books. In terms of a bestseller, they sell off 150 to 200 copies of the bestseller in that 15-20 days.
So by the time,
So by the
time
time
you
we, yeah, by
process
the time we
legal
procure,
action,
yeah,
the guy
Yeah.
probably
No,
won't
there's
even
no
have
legal
any books in
action.
his possession.
there is no legal action. We have to procure, and then we have to file an infringement complaint on the website. So by the time we file the infringement complaint, it's about 10 to 12 days. And in 10 to 12 days, that guy has sold off 100 to 150 copies. So now when there's that sale of 100, 150 copies, who is responsible? Who's responsible for the losses? We have actually
That's
informed
actually a very good question.
yeah, I have informed the marketplace owner that this particular product is getting pirated, and they rejected my complaint, saying that you buy the product and then you file the complaint. So they already have informed on the 1st of October that this particular title is pirated. Now, again on 10th of October, I bought the book and I've applied again filed an infringement complaint, and the product has got blocked. But from 1st to the 10th of October, who is responsible for the number of copies that were sold?
So I guess there are quite a lot of copies. I mean, like quite a lot of concerns that would really come in, handling a publication house, and of course, also it becomes very difficult, except for the price factor. It becomes, looking at the copies, it becomes very difficult for an untrained eye, like I was saying earlier. Very difficult for an untrained eye to actually detect which is the bona fide copy and which is,
No,
the counterfeit.
There is a way to identify. If you see a MRP of a product mentioned as 600 and you're getting for 300, obviously you know that you are buying a pirated.
So that's the easiest way for a layperson like
The easiest
me, a
way is
person
to
who's
know,
not in the industry,
let's say example, when you buy from a footpath or you buy from a traffic light,
so there, of course, it's prima facie
you are
evident
promoting
that
piracy because you know that you are buying a pirated product on the streets.
I know
And
how
most of
so many people keep asking me, do you have scans of your own book? Of course, which you have very kindly published. And I know how it is. I always keep telling people, please contact the publishers or the vendors for
We are lucky
copies.
that you came to a publisher like us. We were lucky.
Because
to publish
I am eternally grateful to you for publishing. At the time I published, the whole history. I don't want to get into that on a show, but of course, our rapport, of course, was much even earlier than that, much before.
I know.
After the book, but I mean, this is a real cause of concern because I mean, how many people will conscientiously, when you're getting.
Well, I said, the example I gave about the example I gave about the 10 days span, from actually, informing them and then filing the infringement complaint. The 10 days, if let's say 100 copies also got sold out, and the book is, so let's say even if it is 500 rupee book, and there's a 10% royalty on that, means 50 into 500, straight away 5,000 rupees royalty loss for the author.
And that's quite a lot of money today. I mean, the markets also are quite restrictive, so obviously, every rupee counts with the with the
every rupee counts. That is what I've been fighting with a lot of these online people. But when, as an owner of the copyright, if I am complaining that this product of mine is pirated because I have not sold into that market, so you block the sale and then ask that guy to prove that he's selling genuine. You're telling the copyright owner to prove that the guy who's selling your product is selling duplicate.
So that means you're also not getting, the kind of support that you need from the online marketplaces.
Yeah. I'm not getting that kind of support
to curb piracy.
No.
So that's some brilliant insights, because that really gets down to the whole crux of this whole thing of creating awareness, and to our viewers, many of them being lawyers, you need to be cautious on the rates, because if you see something like a 50% or more off, it's almost a certainty, as Mr. Shroff says, it's almost a certainty.
And there are two things in there, besides the price, you can also see the quality of the printing also. There are many of these pirated stuff, they scan and print. You can immediately, when you open, you can understand, it's a pirated stuff, because the printing binding will be really third class.
Okay. But then I guess with online, I mean, you'll realize the physical aspects only when you get the book in hand.
Only when you get the book. So that's where the pirated factor comes into play, because people, the pirated stuff is because they don't pay royalty. Okay.
So there's actually a lot to, and we may have to do another whole episode to discuss, the whole issue of piracy and policy and its impact on publication, and the need for
I'm
policy
always ready
to combat.
Whenever you are. Call me anytime to talk about piracy on online.
I am deeply grateful for you, that you took off time from your busy schedule.
I've got a whole list of invoices and everything. So whenever you are ready for discussing online piracy policies of online marketplaces, I will be glad to discuss that with you.
I am deeply grateful to you, Mr. Shroff. Any closing comment to the viewers in terms of buying originals and not pirated copies, or some message?
Say no to piracy. That's all I can say as a closing remark. Yes, buy from your neighborhood friendly bookshop and say no to piracy.
So if you're buying, buy from the publisher's official
Yeah,
websites, or
and you should support the brick mortar stores also now. No, because they are also suffering. You know, this is the right time now to start going back to your bookshops. You know, nearby bookshops and buy from them. Support the bookshops rather than buying from the streets.
so always buy, buy official copies, never buy pirated copies. Keep, your
No,
booksellers and your authors alive.
that's how the authors will get their revenue. You know, and they'll write more books for you guys.
I mean, it's absolutely paramount that people actually buy official copies, avoid getting into the pirated copy purchasing, and that way, you keep your legitimate quality publishers alive, and of course, you motivate, I think, authors to keep writing.
Sure, that's how it is.
And with that, I think we wrap up today's episode 4 of Lex Talk: Copyrights and the Issues Faced by Publishers. It is a sincere pleasure to have you, Mr. Aziz Shroff, on the show. Thank you so much, and I look forward to having you again.
Thank you, thank you. You were kind enough to call me, and thanks a lot for everything.
It's my sincere pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.